Hey, this is Matias Rengel with Guitar Control, and today you're going to be learning some funky arpeggios. If you have any question, please leave it down as a comment, and remember to click on the link in the description or annotation to get the tab. Let's get down to it. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to play this slowly for you. So this is just, I'm just basically playing arpeggios of the chords. I'm just arpeggiating the chords in a very close way. So I am not moving a lot. I am voice leading the arpeggios. That's what I'm doing, and I am choosing inversions of the same chord in positions that are very close to each other. So, for example, the first one that I'm playing is an E minor 7, and I am just playing E minor. I'm playing E minor, G. I'm playing E, G, B, and D, and then again E. So that's the arpeggio. That's the structure of an E minor 7 chord. If you play an E minor 7 and you name all the notes, you're gonna see that it's an E, G, B, and D. So the next chord is actually an A7. But now, I could just go ahead and do something like this, right? It totally works, yeah. It's just not as smooth as me doing. This one is clearly, the voices are closer to each other, right? So that's the whole point of this, to choose arpeggios and to choose inversion of the arpeggios that are close to each other, so it sounds smoother and it's easier, and it's also going to be great for making melodies, because you don't really want to be, when you're improvising a solo, you don't really want to be doing something like, sometimes it works, if that's the case, but most of the times you don't really want to be like that, so you want to do something smooth, right? So right now it sounds like arpeggios where I play, right? But you could make up melodies. You can play melodies with that. You could go like. You could make something. And it no longer sounds like an arpeggio. It now sounds like a melody, and that's it. That's the whole point of this exercise. So that was the first chord that I was playing. Then I was going to an A7. I turned it into a A13 because just to spice it up a little bit, But it's the same. The arpeggio, I'm actually arpeggiating an A7, not an A13. But for the chord, as I was playing it, it was an A13. Fifth fret of the 6th string, 5th fret of the 4th string, 6th fret of the 3rd string, and 7th fret of the 2nd string. And then for this arpeggio, I am doing this. See, so I'm going 7th fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 6th fret, 9th fret, again back to the 6th fret, 7th fret, and instead of going here just for fingering purposes, I go into, it's the same note, I just play it here. I don't know, it just sounds a little bit different because this is a 4th string and this is the 5th string, so it sounds a little bit fuller. But choose whatever you want. And so the the arpeggio is starting with it's starting on it's a second inversion of an A7 basically. So I'm starting the arpeggio on the D. An A7 chord is basically made up of an A, C sharp, E, and G. And I'm starting the arpeggio on the second inversion, which is E. So that means that I will be playing, if the normal A7 chord is A, C sharp, E, G, if I start on the second inversion and I start on E, it means that I'm going to go E, G, A, C sharp, right? Because I'm following the structure of the A7 chord, which is A, C sharp, E, and G. And if I start somewhere and keep following, keep repeating that structure, is if I start on E and repeat the structure, it's going to go, I'm going E, G, and then I have to start all over again. A, C sharp, you know? So that's what I'm doing. I'm starting here and I'm going E, G, I start over, A, C sharp, E, and then I go back. But you can keep going, of course, you know. I mean, I am just doing it. But I mean, you could keep going. You could go. You could do this all over the neck if you want. This is just an example. But anyway, after that, I go into a D major 7. And I do a popular D major 7 arpeggio that most of you know. Maybe perhaps you know it here. If you don't know it, I'm playing the 5th string, I'm playing the 5th fret, then I go into the 9th fret, then I go on the 4th string, 7th fret, 3rd string, 6th fret, and 7th fret, and then I just play the same thing but going down. Okay? And then finally I play the G major 7 chord, and I play... I go in the second inversion once again because it's the closest one to all of the other ones that I was playing. So for this one I'm playing, it's actually very easy. You have to stretch your fingers a little bit, but it's very easy to remember because it goes 5th string, 5th fret, then 5th string, 9th fret, then you repeat the same thing on the 4th string. And then you play on the 3rd string, you play the 7th fret. That's it. And the reason why I'm choosing this, let me show you. So how do I choose these arpeggios? You were wondering, but why did I choose this? I mean, you know, I could have chosen any arpeggios. I mean, any inversion, anything, and I chose those ones. Well, I mean, this is gonna come more to taste and more to like personal choice. But if you wanna know, I try to choose the one that is the closest one and sounds the best. Sometimes you're gonna have two options. Sometimes you're gonna be in between two options, and right there is where personal choice comes in, and you're gonna choose the one that you like. But for example, if I start here, I could have also gone to this one, you know, which is a first inversion of A7, or I could have just go to here. You know, to that one. Potentially you could. To me, this is the closest one. I mean, if I am sharing the same first note with the next arpeggio, that means that I'm going to choose that inversion. So this is my E minor 7. And clearly E, I'm starting on E. Clearly E is the 5th of A7, so I'm going to choose to start on E. So that's all that it is, you know. It's like, then I go to a D major 7, and I'm in D, I'm in E right there. Before I was in E, right? I started and I'm going to this chord. This is the next one. So I have two options here. I can go to D or I can go to F sharp. I chose to go to D. I mean, but right there, it's an example that I am in between two notes that I could go. I mean, you could choose to go to the F sharp if you want to, and you will be like, you know, then, and it's totally fine. But anyway, that's the whole uh, that's the whole idea behind these arpeggios and chords. So now what I'm doing with my right hand, I am muting it a little bit so it gives a little bit of a funk in there, you know, but you can totally play with distortion if you want to play it in another style. But I am going a little bit more like funky, you know. I'm also playing it like all straight up, but you can play it like you can intercalate, like exchange notes and everything, you know. You can play one note first, the other note after that, you know. You could do like something like that, you know. You could like totally come up with your own thing. I mean, I was just showing you the basic thing, but yeah, I would love to see how you can create your own licks with these arpeggios and how you can expand this theory more and more and more to suit your playing. And that's all for this lesson. I hope you've enjoyed it and that you're able to incorporate more arpeggios into your playing. Please, if you have any questions, leave it down as a comment. And remember to click on the link in the description or annotation to get the tabs. Very important, get the tabs, guys. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our Guitar Control channel for daily guitar lessons. Thank you so much for watching.